having a strong personal identity and something for yourself, and a person that has none, that doesn't have that. Okay, we're going to get into that in just a second. We're discussing the main things that people obsess over about Shannan in a negative way, the main complaints and negativity that I see across social media and in comments all of the time about her. The top things, again, was her job, how she interacted with Chris, and how she parented her children. Moving forward, yeah, like I say, I think she was trying to cover all those bases, but very determined and fierce about her own personal identity, her goals, her success. And I'm going to get into this. We all have to have that. I know there's a lot of people out there that misconstrue it and think it's selfish, or think that once you have children, that's it. You just absorb yourself in the children always, or once you get married, you just absorb yourself in them, and you're not supposed to have your own personal sense of identity and something for you outside of that, which is very healthy. And it's something that Chris Watts did not have, that he did not contain. Follow me here. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Alright. And I'm the same way, except my kids are grown. But I genuinely love people and care about their well-being and connect to the people I'm close to. I do. But when it comes to relationships or whatever, I give my whole heart. I'm all about it. I'm genuine, but at the same time, I'm fierce about my identity. I always have been. But I grew up in trauma, okay? I grew up with people trying to take my identity, use my energy, abuse my energy. I've been through all kinds of circumstances. And I, thank God, had a lot of therapy and training and worked on myself. And I know from my spiritual and emotional work and training that it is very healthy and normal for us to have a strong sense of personal identity outside of any other human being. Now, this is not the detachment and emotional remoteness that a highly narcissistic person has. No, we still retain the ability to feel people deeply and empathize with them deeply. We still retain the ability to connect intimately, yes, but at the same time, fierce about our own sense of self-worth, identity, value in this world, what we want to accomplish. Everybody's got to have something for themselves that's just for them. That's just for them. We're going to get into it. I've always had to have that. And a lot of my relationship partners hated it. A lot of them tried to take it from me because of their own lack. Yes, absolutely did. Yes, they did. And it was very toxic, very scary to me. So, as I was saying, some people do not have that. And some people out there, when you're like that, with that strong drive, determination, motivation, sense of self, you know who you are, you know where you're going, you know what you want, you're determined to get it. Some people don't even know how to interpret such drive, how to take it on, especially in a young woman. Such determination and fierceness, and they misread her heart and her intentions, which are to succeed for herself and accomplish something with purpose for herself. I feel Shannan was very driven towards that, and just as I have been in the past, and I am right now, I've been that way all my life. No matter how deeply I loved my husband, or different relationships, or deeply I love my children, no matter what else was going on, I had that same drive, because it had to do with me, my identity, my own childhood, my insecurities, whatever I needed to work on in myself. But at least I was choosing to do it in a positive way and face those things and accomplish for me. We're going to get into this. And I feel she was very driven the same way. And it can make others uncomfortable about you. Yes. It can make other people uncomfortable, afraid, threatened, resentful even of you. Because you can do this. Because some of them are not in touch with such drive and motivation in themselves. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. Some people are not in touch with that. And some are absolutely clueless to what they even want in life. And very envious of a woman like that. Or a man like that. You know, envious of a person like that. They just don't understand it. And they see it as mean, selfish, cruel, self-absorbed. And they got it all wrong. In a lot of cases, people are misjudging it. They don't know what that woman's been through, where she's really coming from in her truest of intentions and in her heart. But she knew, as do I, where she was going. She knew her goals. She was very goal-oriented. She knew what she wanted from life. The type of life she wanted, she knew. She was very assertive, decisive, determined in the way that she went after it. Yes. And some are just so offended by this strength and determination in a woman. Especially some types of men. Not all men. No. Certain types of men especially are very offended by this in a woman. And certain types of women are too. Toxic women, toxic people in general, who haven't found themselves, who feel inferior, who feel envious, who, yes. Some are so offended by it. A very no-nonsense, particular kind of way of doing things, and oh God, some people are very taken aback by that. Cindy Watts was, and so was my mother-in-law. Oh yeah, I've been through that before, where I had done absolutely nothing wrong, just for the fact that I loved her son and wanted to empower him and encourage him and push him to his greatest potential. And because I was strong and fierce and outspoken, assertive, bam, no, I have boundaries. This ain't gonna fly. I speak up. But I was also very loving, kind, thoughtful, give you the shirt off my back, able to empathize, listen to you for hours if you need someone to talk to, make you feel seen, heard, valid, a true friend, very altruistic. Also had that about me, but people didn't want to see that. Not the toxic people, not those toxic mother-in-laws, those highly narcissistic, so codependent on their son for narcissistic supply. Mommy's the best, and another girl is taking my son away, and oh yeah, I can see all of that. Already been through it before. So, people get offended. Some people get offended by strong, confident people in general. I've seen males get offended by other strong, confident males. Usually the covert narcissistic male is extremely offended by confident men and confident women. The covert narcissist is offended by everybody. It doesn't take anything to offend their fragile sensibilities. Sorry, it's just true. Now, I'm sensitive all day long and compassionate, bleeding heart for people. But fucking thicken your skin up, go to therapy, deal with your trauma. You can't walk around this world like that, secretly resenting and hating every confident person. I've seen it in different types of people, male, female, all kinds of situations. And many people don't even have goals, man. They're not even, they're just kind of floating around, following people's lead, whatever, looking for an identity somewhere. Inside of other people, I guess. Or the balls to pursue the goals. Sorry, it is what it is. And I feel Chris was suffering from this lack. Yes, I do. I can see it all over him. Chris Watts was suffering from this lack inside, and he resented his wife very much. For everything about her. And I've lived through this very situation before. This particular dynamic of the relationship. The envy, the covert narcissism, the difference in our identities and emotional intelligence, and it causes devastation. It causes a lot of pain, a lot of hurt to an innocent person who's really just trying to love somebody and be themselves, not knowing they're being hated, secretly, resented. by someone they absolutely love so much that they would do anything for. It happens. It happens. We need to be aware of it too. So, yeah, he hated her drive, her determination, her take charge, her assertiveness, her success, popularity, her ability to feel and really connect with others. And I think it ate him up. And he wanted to find something for him. She had all this. You know, she had this drive and this career and was finding herself and becoming popular, and she could connect and empathize, and she had a project that was just hers. She was creative, and covert narcissists are not creative. Generally, they just don't have an identity. They just could attach to others and kind of live through them, and it can cause destruction. It can cause chaos. It can cause terrible pain in people's lives. Lots of damage that they don't face themselves and get an identity. But yes, Shannan had this. She was working on it, constantly growing it. And Chris didn't have it. He didn't have something for him. She had something healthy and a sense of purpose and identity outside of her husband and children. And a lot of people are jealous of others who have the ability to find that. And they say, well, you're just selfish. You don't even care about your family. All you care about is your products and doing this and doing that. I will balance it all. If I have to stand on my damn head and do cartwheels, octopus arms, go-go gadget, shit everywhere, I don't care. I am not going to give up my sense of self, my dreams and goals, my purpose here on this earth. We all should have something for ourselves. Just because I love my children, just because I love my husband, just because I want to have a family, I still am an identity in myself. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. They don't grow in that. They don't get it. They're all codependent and lost and trapped and attached and weird. Everything's all enmeshed and confusing. And yeah, but people judge people like that who are growing spiritually, elevating spiritually, elevating emotionally, growing in their levels of consciousness, all of that. People don't know how to take it. Some people don't understand that level of consciousness. They don't understand that kind of emotional intelligence. They don't understand that some people can juggle all of that. They can be a very loving, caring, doting mother and parent and wife. And, you know, there's only so much her to go around, though. You know, and I think she did the very best that she could and still maintain her goals, her drive, her dreams, her sense of purpose. Because without that sense of identity inside ourselves, you can't truly love another human being. That's right. That's right. So look at her as if she was selfish all you want. Look at it like it was just narcissism and didn't give a damn about her kids, didn't give a damn about her husband, didn't care about nobody. Just her success and selling her products and yada, yada, yada. Sorry. I don't see that at all. And without having that component to yourself that has a strong sense of who you are, how you love yourself, how you value yourself, what your accomplishments are, you cannot fully love another human being and be happy for their success and encouraging to them if you don't have that inside on your own. And Chris Watts did not have that. He did not have what she had, and he hated her for it. And even women out there sometimes don't know how to take another woman like that. Because Cindy Watts didn't know how to take it. Jamie Watts didn't know how to take her. They hated her from day one. They didn't even give her a chance. This is documented. How things went down. And in the book, All My Broken Pieces by Cindy Watts, I've listened to a lot of different reviews on the book and them breaking it down. And just straight up hatred for Shannan. That's all she ever talks about. We'll get into that in another video, though. I will have a video coming out about Cindy Watts and how I feel about Chris wanted something for him. Anyway, this was inside of him. Outside of just family role, husband, father, everybody needs this identity, a strength inside that is non-dependent on any other human for self-esteem, ideas, drive, motivation, just that spirit inside, and have something in life that's theirs, that nobody can take away, that they create, that they find passion and self-esteem and joy in. And yes, people need to have that. Their project, dream, hobby, whatever. It's a must. Okay, I've already talked about just because you have a kid, spouse, doesn't mean you lose yourself. Your whole sense of self-identity. No. Yeah, I've had a lot of therapy in my life. Started at 14, and I'm 46, so this summer. Therapist taught me a lot of good stuff. And I've always studied and done all my, lots of self-study and work and emotional and spiritual growth and, just trying to improve myself as a human being, while my kids were growing up and really understand myself back then and what I went through and my trauma and my childhood and all that stuff. And understand the roles that we, the roles and boundaries and the healthy places we should be when we do connect to other people. When we do marry, when we do have children, where are our roles? Where are our boundaries? What do we need to, what's the good balance here? What's our sense of self? And a lot of people are corrupted on this shit in childhood, man. And they carry it into their damn relationships. Yes, they do. But Shannan had this stuff. And I'm not saying she was fucking perfect. She would sit on camera and talk about her insecurities. This is how we know she was an emotionally intelligent woman and not highly narcissistic. A narcissist cannot self-reflect. A high-level narcissist cannot self-examine, will not do self-inventory. They cannot self-reflect. They will not talk about their flaws, what they need to improve on. This is how we know Shannan was an emotionally intelligent woman with a self-awareness and working to improve herself. She knew she wasn't fucking perfect. She had, I could see it. She had self-doubt. She had insecurities. Most of the best people in the world do, but they don't let it eat them up and take it out on other people like the fucking toxic narcissists do. Okay, that's the difference. Yes, I feel like she was constantly trying to improve herself by not perfect by a long damn shot, and she even admitted to that a lot. She wanted to be a good mom, an example, balance all that out, a wife. So the narcissist won't self-reflect or do self-inventory because they don't feel that they have anything wrong at all, no issues. Because the covert type have no sense of their own identity outside of others at all anyway. They just have to attach onto other humans to follow. And derive energy, self-esteem, and narcissistic supply from the humans they attach to. And they hate everyone for it. For their own failures. Their own inferiority complexes. Their own lack. Their own arrested development. The covert narcissist is very childlike in their emotional intelligence. Their IQ might be high. They might be a grown-up in all other areas, but they suffer with the EQ really badly. They hate everyone else for it. And so Chris did not have this part, this component to himself. And it bothered him, made him feel controlled. Oh, we're going to get into that. The whole bait and switch. Made him feel controlled and inferior, angry. And from my personal experience, how I was treated with a covert narc, just my very existence was resented. Yes, because the man had not and would not face himself. He wouldn't face his fears, find his thing in life. And he hated me and my strong ability to do this for myself. Yes, I went through that. And it crushed me, man. I was blamed for all his failures as a man. And just for being my strong, motivated, busy self, having strong boundaries and preferences for myself, and finally getting to the point where I ignored him, how emotionally immature he was. Okay, fine. If you're going to be that way, all this madness and circles and gaslighting and different things, and I could sense his real resentment and not really happy for me genuinely and my success. And I finally got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I'll just ignore that shit and I'll do even better. I'll push forward. I'll do my thing. It hurts so bad, but I'll put that love into myself because I can't reach him. That's how it was for me. And meanwhile, he played poor little victim and felt controlled, and he would not take the initiative to do what I was doing for myself. But he hated me for it, and he would not take the initiative. I don't understand. Covert narcs are so hard to understand. They're like dragging a mule to water or something. They will not. No matter how you encourage them, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much you beg them, no matter how much you push them, no matter how much you offer it to them, no matter how much you stand down, they will not take the initiative in certain areas. In certain areas of communication, speaking up about their feelings, being assertive, connecting in a certain way, stuff to do with, emotions. There's just certain areas they will not take the initiative, and it eats them up inside. It's their own problem. We can only do so much to pull it out of them. We're not mind readers, but they blame us. Yes, they do. Yes, they will. They won't take responsibility for it, I promise you. I never stopped him either. I never held him back, never tried to stop him. I tried to encourage him to have his own ideas, goals, passions, encouraged, begged, pushed to find him and to speak up. Tell me things. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me when I'm going too far, when you're uncomfortable. Tell me things. Communicate. Nope. What I would hear is, I'm good. I'm good. I just want you to be happy. I just want you to have everything, honey. Oh, no, I'm good. Oh, I'm good. I just want you to be happy. Yes. This is what they tell you. Yes, the toxic, codependent, or person, okay? Don't get me wrong here. I'm not just putting this on men. This goes for both genders. There are toxic codependent women. There are highly narcissistic women. It goes both ways. But right now I'm talking about the toxic codependent and covert narcissistic male, because I really believe that was what was going on in the Watts case. I believe Chris had a lot of those characteristics, and I have personally been through it myself. And well, I'm a female, so I'm reflecting on my personal experience right now, which was with a male. Toxic codependent, toxic people pleasers, and covert narcissists who have their these self-esteem and attachment and lack of identity issues will do this. They will blame you for all that they lack. Yes, and cry victim. Absolutely. Meanwhile, telling you, oh, I want you to have that. Oh, you go right ahead. Standing around waiting for your direction, making you feel like they need you to be in control, putting you in certain positions, setting up your mind, grooming you, all these things with a smile on their face, making you think they're perfectly fine with your personality, how strong you are, what you're doing, and all of that. And the whole damn time they are resenting you and turning around and feeling like a little victim. It's crazy. Finally, you just give up, and it's so stressful. It's like dealing with a young child, and you go push forward like, move over, boy. Hell, fuck it. I'm just get out of the way. I recognize that in her. And it happened to me because I was going through so much psychological abuse and so much twisting with this person who had the emotional intelligence of a child, and who I tried desperately to help work through it and help and love and care for, and in every way I could bend myself over backwards to help him through it, to help him grow. He would not. And he kept staying in that same resentful mentality of me, and it crushed me. It hurt me that bad. I loved this person, truly. But finally, I got the attitude of, all right, fuck it. I can't. Just move over. Just get out of the way. I'll just do it myself, or I just won't even try to talk to you. I'm not even going to deal with this. I'm just going to push forward. I'm going to do better for me. I see some of those characteristics in the way she interacted with Chris. See, we were talking earlier about people bashing how she treated him and she controlled him and she just didn't pay any attention to him, or she dictated, or she talked down to him. Or I see a woman that is very highly possible was suffering through what I went through in a very covert, narcissistic, psychologically abusive relationship behind closed doors, where all the public saw was this smiling, charming guy that was friendly and loving and sweet, and he looked like such a victim if I would get angry with him or irritated at what he did behind closed doors before we actually got out in public. But nobody knew why I was irritated. Nobody knew why I was angry with him. And yes, sometimes I would reactionally abuse. I got all I could take of the jerk around, the gaslighting, the manipulating, the dumb down, the game playing, I'll have to get into it in another video, okay? It's just madness. But finally you do get like that. You love the person still, but you finally get to where this strength in you, you don't fail. You press on. You try harder. You succeed more. All that you touch, you seem to have this because you put effort in, because you self-examine, because you actually grow and do the work. All that you touch seems to be successful, seems to turn to gold. People seem to like you. And boy, they hate this. Oh, they hate you even more. But you have that determination, and they won't do any of this for themselves. A covert narcissist will not. And it infuriates them that you're able to transmute that negative energy and any adversity that comes to you and push through it and really make a success of it. And really, just deal with it on a certain level, that strength in you, that light that you have, that ability that you have. They envy the hell out of it. Pathological envy of you. And they're supposed to be loving and appreciating you. And yes, it hurts when you find this out. You're going to have a little bit of an attitude with them, as Shannan had some attitude every once in a while. But it's only people that have been behind closed doors with this particular type of hidden abuse that nobody really picks up on, because it's so psychological. It's only people that have lived through it and endured it that really know, and they can see it on other people too, when someone else is suffering through it. Yes, it's a little trick here that some people aren't aware of, that they can't see, because it's the people that do know about it, though, y'all know. I apologize for having to break these up, but please join me in the next video. I'm going to get it right up for the conclusion of this, okay? I appreciate you guys joining me. I'll see you in the next part. Thank you.